RAUSCH Games! Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to RAUSCH Games here on YouTube, and more importantly, welcome back to my WWE 2K14 Universe Mode, episode number 37, still not 2 months into the calendar. We are here for our final Superstars of the month of May, and you know what Superstars means. It's the kind of non-live house show of the main WWE rosters, Raw and SmackDown, coming together. 5 matches. You spend all week voting for me to play one of them, and the votes this week across my entire channel between this and You Pick Monday, really tight, kind of unfair. And actually for this one we are evoking the all-important RAUSCH Games tiebreaker of doom and infinite knowledge. So, we'll get to that in a second here, but here are your 5 matches you had to choose from. Scott Steiner of the NWO taking on Titus O'Neil. Jake the Snake Roberts taking on Big E Langston. Jack Swagger and Randy Savage. We played that one before. Darren Young, R-Truth. The Game wants it to keep going. And then Chris Jericho taking on JBL in the original main event. So the votes came in from least to most. We got 1 vote for Jake the Snake Roberts taking on Big E Langston. And then we had a tie at the top. 3 votes, 3 rebellious and testy little votes for Darren Young and R-Truth, and 3 for Y2J taking on JBL. And with the tiebreaker of doom, despite your wishes and despite the fact that you all want to be banned from further commenting on my channel, I am going to pick Chris Jericho and JBL in this one. All you little trolls and haters out there voting for Darren Young and R-Truth this week. The big piece of logic I'm using in voting this one down, the game is pushing so hard for it that maybe, just maybe, it finds its way onto our over-the-limit pay-per-view card this Sunday in the game, and we get to settle it once and for all then. Yeah, sound like a plan? Sound good? I think so. I think I'm pretty happy with that. So we will be playing the original main event, Chris Jericho and JBL. Haven't seen Jericho at all, and JBL was a pretty good mid-card beast last month. He beat Hogan, spent the whole month beating the crap out of Kofi Kingston and Antonio Cesaro. Now Cesaro gets voted down to NXT, and he's got nobody to beat up on anymore, so maybe this will be the start of something good for him. So, starting right up at the top, we're going to simulate our first, then we've got a bit of news and all that. You know the way we do it here. Scott Steiner of the NWO taking on Titus O'Neil, and well, the primetime players haven't really tagged up that much, but if you're going to pick one of them that has had some modicum of success in this universe, it is Titus O'Neil, as Darren Young is just the guy that's losing constantly. Scott Steiner with the NWO has looked pretty good lately. The NWO, though, still pretty much on the bottom of the card on SmackDown, and they really want to do everything they can to move their way up. I've mentioned this, their past few times we've seen their members in matches. When they came to SmackDown last month, it was a surprise, and we thought they would quickly take over, but Ted DiBiase and his $1 million corporation rose to the top really fast, and the NWO have just been kind of simmering at the bottom, taking on Cody Rhodes and Virgil. It's rough. So, simulation coming in. And it is indeed Scott Steiner of the NWO getting another win there. That is our first match. Now we are going to head backstage where we've got a little clip of something we saw earlier this week. Speaking of Ted DiBiase's $1 million corporation. We'll be right back. And here we are spying on Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant eating dinner. Alright, and we're back. We wanted to show you that because, well, this whole month we really haven't seen much of the $1 million corporation. The big story on SmackDown last month was their rise to the top, their ascension. Ted DiBiase taking Goldberg out of action over the course of the month in those mind games. Andre the Giant eventually taking the World Heavyweight Championship from Alberto Del Rio on his way to sending him down to NXT as part of that demotion that welcomed Jake the Snake Roberts, who we're about to see in action. and it looked like they were on pace to take over the entire WWE. There were murmurs that there may be a purchase involved, and then nothing happened. The last time we saw our World Heavyweight Champion Andre the Giant was the first Friday this month of May, way back when we played through that episode of SmackDown, when he barely beat Stone Cold Steve Austin. And since then, Ted DiBiase has kind of held him out of the limelight. So at dinner this week, our cameras were there, and they caught Andre questioning his place on the rest of the roster. Why, as the champion, is he not appearing on TV? What's going on? What's the big deal here? And DiBiase, all he had to say is that they're looking at the big picture, and the plans are always in motion. He said he's going to try to get him a match this Sunday, so hopefully we do get to see our World Heavyweight Champion make his first actual title defense after kind of a month down low. But Ted DiBiase, the gears behind that man's eyes, always turning, twisting, and working. Don't forget it. Moving on to our second match here, Jake the Snake Roberts and Big E Langston. They're both toward the bottom of the Raw roster in terms of power rankings recently. They've met up once or twice before here. Once, I believe, it was a triple threat, and it was actually Bruno Sammartino that came out with the victory between the three of them. So this is a chance for them to kind of tussle here. And it has been reported that Big E Langston is terrified of snakes, and Jake has to leave Damian backstage as part of the match. Either way, we're not going to watch it. Simulation coming in. And the Snake gets a big win over Big E Langston. That's a good one for him. Now, of course, before we come up to Jack Swagger and Randy Savage. I thought we agreed we're going to make this feed stronger. What's going on? Are we back? Can I go back? What's going on? You back there, yeah? Yeah, we good? We good? Everything's strong? They see me? They hear me? All right, we're back. Sorry about that again, ladies and gentlemen. It appears our stream has been hijacked again, and if I'm to make any guesses about that, it's probably Dean Ambrose again with a message for the Macho Man, but I'm going to guess that you guys just saw that too. Conveniently enough, we're going to head right into this match with Jack Swagger and the Macho Man Randy Savage here. We've got the simulation coming in, and it was indeed the Macho Man Randy Savage. And I've got a voice in my ear again. Apparently, there was an incident right before the match. We have a video feed of it. We do have a video feed of it. We're going to go right to that and come right back, guys. Something just happened. Stay where you are. And this was right before the match between the Macho Man and Jack Swagger. And here is Dean Ambrose making his way to the ring as Miss Elizabeth is in the ring trying to pump up the crowd for her man Macho. He corners her, and the Macho Man does come out earlier than he expected to for this match, but he does make the save, tossing Dean Ambrose out of the ring there, standing up for his woman, Miss Elizabeth, and, well, that's why he won. And, well, with that aggression, after seeing his woman almost taken down by Dean Ambrose, the Macho Man went into that match and beat Jack Swagger this week like he could not in last week's Superstars main event. That is the match that we did bring you, where Jack Swagger did win. Interesting. Ambrose has spoken a lot this month about Macho's tendency to play mind games, and it looks like he's proving that he is right up there on Macho Man's league, taking on people, abusing their mental stability and all that. So there is that. Macho gets the win, kind of scared into it by Dean Ambrose. But either way, coming up, our penultimate match here, Darren Young and R-Truth, the match that you all want to see, the match that I don't want to show you at all, the match the game wants us to see more than anything. I'm kind of afraid at this point that if I were to actually play this match, it would be like a horror movie, like watching The Ring or something, and then I die in 7 days, and I'm going to keep avoiding it until you all vote for it. Don't kill me, please. We're going to get the simulation here right now. And their epic battle continues to go on forever and ever and ever as R-Truth gets the win over Darren Young. We'll be right back for our main event between Chris Jericho and JBL. But first, a word from our former WWE champion. See you in a bit. And this is John Cena, your former champion, speaking to the Superstars crowd before this evening's main event, guys. Let's have a listen. And wait a minute, Dolph Ziggler attacking Chris Jericho before this match. Your WWE champion, what? I don't know what the hell I just saw. I don't know what is going on here in the WWE right now. Before this match, we had the former champion John Cena come out to this very ring here in the Superstars Arena and basically tell the world that he doesn't care what they think about him. He's changing his tactics because he's not going to let Dolph Ziggler take his identity as the champion. He doesn't care about the belt. He cares about his legacy. And wait a minute, now Eddie Guerrero's in the ring. And what's going on here? And Eddie Guerrero is going after Chris Jericho, and JBL doesn't know what's going on. What the hell is happening here? Where is the referee? Oh my God, there's a 2 count, and Jericho kicks out. So we have Cena come out and talk about Dolph Ziggler. How I don't like him. I don't like what he's doing. So he's on Ziggler's level in an effort to win back not just the championship, but more his legacy, more his history here in WWE over the past 12 plus years. Immediately at the start of this match, as Chris Jericho is making his way to the ring for his first active competition this season, whether or not it was even on TV. He hasn't been around at all. Dolph Ziggler attacks him for no reason, the WWE champion. I don't know if he was just angry about what Cena was saying about him just before the match. I don't know if Ziggler and Jericho have a feud from a while back that he's reprising by slamming his head into the stairs. But either way, Jericho gets thrown into the ring and JBL is given an immediate advantage. And just shortly into the match, Eddie Guerrero, for whatever reason, who lost in a ladder match to Hulk Hogan this week, gaining Hulk Hogan a little bit of a merchandising bonus, he comes out and attacks Chris Jericho, where he and JBL had something of a checkered past, and you thought it would go the other way. I honestly have no idea what the hell is going on here, but it seems that 2 men, Eddie Guerrero and Dolph Ziggler, both angry about other things here in the WWE this week, decide to take their frustration out on a man who hasn't been in a ring yet this year. And now JBL is going to get a big win unless Jericho does something huge here. But JBL with yet another big elbow drop there, taking complete control in this match with all the outside help possible. But there's Jericho fighting back, blocking a punch, going into his own. And now he's got the hip toss on JBL. And Jericho trying to get the crowd behind him here, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure if it's going to catch, though, as JBL gets up into a side headlock. Now he's got Jericho twisted around. There's an elbow to the throat. And while he's down, he grabs him by the hair and he's just going to lay punches into his unprotected face that's already bounced off those steel stairs. I can't believe all the things that have happened in this main event. And even outside of my normal commentating, it's not very often that you see one cutscene, let alone multiple, on a minor show. Just going to throw that out there. Now we're outside of the ring and Jericho get a little bit of a backbreaker there, and now a stomp to the triceps of JBL, and Jericho's just going to head back into the ring. He knows he's a little bit safer inside there, but you never know who's going to interfere in this match. We've seen 2 already. Maybe we'll have somebody after the bell rings at the end. Maybe Cena comes out and beats the crap out of Jericho too. Oh, there's a big running DDT from JBL, and now Jericho's in trouble. He's got to get out of the ring one more time. the crowd trying to get him back into it. His first appearance in front of them this season. He's just stalking outside of the ring, but now JBL goes after him. Jericho's got him in a front headlock, but JBL just throws him down, drops an elbow to the ankle. And now almost said Cena again. There's an elbow drop to the gut from JBL to Jericho. Following it up one more time, and Jericho is having trouble. But there's a big arm drag from Jericho, and he's trying to get back into this. Goes to pick JBL up, but JBL rakes the eyes, kicks him in the gut, runs at him with a punch to the chest, and now another kick to the gut. And they bounce off each other on the outside. And Jericho just gets back in before the ref finishes his 10 count there. And Jericho, using the advantage, gets a nice back suplex to JBL. But JBL pushes Jericho off, and Jericho runs at him. Big float over neck breaker from Chris Jericho to JBL. And now Jericho's got him up. He's got him down by the legs. He's going to get the walls locked in here, ladies and gentlemen. And he gets over. The walls of Jericho are locked in. The walls of Jericho are locked in. And JBL's got to crawl. He's got a lot of upper body strength, and it looks like he is indeed going to get out of it here. But JBL's struggling to get up, and now punches Jericho in the bottom of his spine. There's another running DDT, and Jericho has been planted here by John Bradshaw Layfield. Pin coming in from JBL to... Jericho just kicks out at that 2 count. And there's a punch from JBL. Jericho working behind him now. And Jericho with a back suplex, sending him down on his head one more time. And he's going to run at JBL one more time. Float over neck breaker. Jericho, limited in-ring action this year, limited arsenal in the ring. Try to do what he can with his moves right now. There's going to be another back suplex from him. But JBL has had experience. He hasn't had much of a contest ever since his favorite punching bags, Kofi Kingston and Antonio Cesaro, were both sent down to NXT right before this month, right at the beginning of this month, I should say. But there's JBL with a huge spine buster. Jericho does get up and dodges out, and Jericho gets the big something. There's a kick to the face from Chris Jericho, and another. And he's trying to toy with JBL now in the corner of the ring. I don't know that that's smart, though, with the beating that Jericho's already taken in this match. That's going to be another back suplex from Chris Jericho. And Jericho stalking in on JBL. And he's got him down by the legs again, and he's going to try to lock in the walls another time. It's not going to be easy to get out of it twice, but that's it. Jericho's got him locked in, and he's trying to pull against JBL, but JBL's getting his way to the ropes, trying to just bite that bottom rope from that vantage point, and he gets into it. He does indeed get into it. And now Jericho picking him up one more time, and there's a code breaker from Chris Jericho, planting JBL, going for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Y2J, Chris Jericho fights all of the odds. Gets the win over JBL in our main event on Superstars, despite the WWE Champion attacking him for no reason before the match, despite Eddie Guerrero attacking him during the match. Chris Jericho gets a big win against JBL, really has to dig deep and fight his way back into this one. That power slam looked like the end for Jericho, but he does come back, he does win, he gets that second of 2 walls of Jericho locked in there, and then the code breaker right after. That's going to be your winner, should be right here. Jumping into it, code breaker to the chin, knocks JBL out, and Jericho comes back to win this match. Great comeback for him, great to see Jericho in a WWE ring finally this year. And now after the match, trying to support the knee. JBL with the low blow. Well, if you like this video and those jumping jacks, please leave a like on it. If you're new here and you like my WWE Universe mode, consider subscribing. It makes me happy, and it makes sure that you always see it. If you like watching Jericho writhe around in pain while his testicles are on fire, come back next time, guys. I'm going to get to work and get on with my day. You do the same with yours. Bye-bye.